know who God is, I think the most incredible piece of literature ever written is Luke 15. It's about 2 paragraphs. It's this big. It's the most incredible piece of literature ever written. And it's right before they killed Jesus and crucified him. But it's the story of the prodigal son. And Jesus tells this right before he dies. So, probably like deathbed confessions, he's probably spewing out stuff that's really important right before he dies. And he tells the story of a father that had 2 sons. And the youngest son comes to the dad and he says, I want my inheritance now. Well, in the Eastern culture, what he was actually saying is, you're not dying fast enough to suit me. I wish you were dead. I want what's coming to me now. I mean, can you imagine that? A father with your kid going, you're not dying fast enough for me? And so the father gives him his inheritance, and the kid goes out and blows it all on whatever, booze, drugs, women, blows through it all to the point that he's got nothing left. He ends up working for somebody, feeding pea pods to their hogs. And he's watching the pigs eat this, and he goes, crap, I'm so hungry and so broke. I wish I could eat what I'm feeding the pigs. And so he swallows his pride, and he says, you know what, I know that the way the servants on my dad's farm eat. I'm going to swallow my pride. I'm going to go back and tell my dad I screwed up and just see if he'll give me a job working on his place. So the kid turns around and goes to come home. And my favorite line in the thing, it says, and while he was still a long way away, his father saw him. Well, you don't see somebody a long way away unless you're looking for them. Which meant after the kid had said, you're not dying fast enough, the dad's standing out there every day just looking on the horizon, every day waiting on that kid to come back. And when he saw him, he went running to him, and he told his servants, he said, go get the robe, the sandals, and the family ring, and kill the fatted calf, because my son that was dead is alive. He's come back. And gave him the family name back, the family ring, the sandals. The only people that could wear those were people within the family. Servants didn't wear shoes. And the older brother, who had stayed home through the whole thing, got pissed. And he's like, are you kidding me? He said, I've stayed here and I've done everything Dad asked me to do. And my brother takes his inheritance and goes and squanders it all away, pisses it all away. And now he comes back, and we're going to have a feast and a festival and a celebration because he's decided to come back. Do you know who was anybody, I don't know, Bible scholars, do you know who was most upset to see that younger son come back? Anybody know? Yeah, the fatted calf. Yeah. It's good. The fatted calf had to be looking on the horizon going, no. So the older son, he wouldn't come to the celebration. He's just out there pouting, and the dad walks out to him. He's like, come on, man, your brother's back. He was lost, and he's found, and he's back. And the son's like, no. He goes, I've done everything that you've ever asked me to do. Whether I wanted to do it or not, you asked me to do it, I did it. I stayed, I didn't ask you for my inheritance, and you've never even let me grill out hot dogs in the backyard. And he blows it all, and we're killing the fatted calf. And the father goes, buddy, he said, don't you understand? He goes, everything I have is yours. Everything that I have is yours. But he was lost, and now he's found. And so the message of the parable is, it's called the prodigal son, but it's not about the son, it's about the father. Which is why I think I really clung to this story. Meaning, you can't do anything so bad that he's going to love you any less. Think about that kind of love. We don't have that kind of love. You can't do anything bad enough that I'm going to love you one bit less, and you can't do anything good enough that I'm going to love you one bit more. I love you to the top of the tank, because that's who I am. And for me, that's where my faith comes in my life. I didn't have a dad, and there came a point where I said, you know what? Here's what I want. Here's probably what every guy in here wants. I want somebody to know who I am intimately. I want somebody to be there for me. That's what I wanted in a dad. I didn't need to go to Six Flags, but man, I sure would have liked having you home for dinner. I wanted him to be there every day. I wanted him to know who I was. And I wanted him to love me unconditionally. And then it struck me, it was like, oh, that's who Jesus was talking about in Luke 15. So you know what, God? I'm going to let you be my dad. And there's going to be days where at my age now, when the world beats me up, I will just get in the evening, I go, Daddy, can I just climb in your lap and will you rub my head for a minute? Because I don't know what the hell to do right now. And that's the way he loves us. You know, that's what we want as men. We want to be significant. We want the Father's blessing. It's what every guy in here wants. You want the Father's blessing. But God is sinless, and he can't be around sin, and men were corrupted in the garden. And so what he did, he goes, hey, you're not just significant to me. Let me tell you how much you mean to me is I'm going to send my son, and I'm going to let them spit on him, punch him in the face, beat him with 40 lashes with a whip that had little pieces of glass and iron hooks in the back of it, and rip the skin off of his back, and then I'm going to let him nail him to a tree at the top of the hill to pay for all your sins. So one day after you die, and you're going to be on Judgment Day, you're going to be sitting before God, and they're going to start bringing up all the stuff you've done in your life. And I picture it. I'm a picture guy. I'm a writer. I picture it sitting in a courtroom, and every time they name, hey, remember that time you did this with that girl that didn't really want to do this? And Jesus is your defender, and he stands up with that hole in his hand. He goes, I already paid for that. And when they read all the charges about you, every one, he's going to go, already paid for that. And so the way God sees you is sinless because you have been atoned. He is the atonement, and I need that. I need that because it's the desire of my heart to be a good husband and be a good dad. Even more than being a good comedian. I want to be a good comedian, but I want those things more. And every single day I'll be driving down the street and go, oh my God, look at this woman over here in the spandex pants and the top. And I have to tell myself, don't look, don't look. I want to look. Sometimes I do look. But I sure try not to. Because of how much my dad loves me. And my dad tells me, hey, if you look, then you might flirt. And if you flirt, you might end up doing something that's going to wreck all these things that are so important to you. One of the things that I've learned in life, one of the things that really cripples guys is we really are scared to be authentic with each other. We're really scared to tell somebody, hey, I'm struggling with this, or this scares me, or I'm worried about that, because that's not what a man does. Man just handles everything. But one of the things Jesus said was, I came so you would have life to the fullest. And I think when men aren't authentic, we don't allow ourselves to live to the fullest. And so I don't want to embarrass anybody, but anybody that's not scared, raise a hand if you'll answer a question. All right, if you're not scared to answer a question. So here's the question. Why are you here? What's your name first?
Jake McCluskey.
Jake, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
North Atlanta.
North Atlanta. Peachtree Corners. Okay, boy, you came a long way. So Jake, why are you here?
I heard you were speaking.
Okay.
I got invited by these two guys and thought it'd be a nice networking opportunity and hear a little bit about the Lord.
Yeah, nice networking opportunity. And your wife will give you a kitchen pass for something like this, right? Yeah. Yeah. And you get a free beer out of the deal, so that ain't bad. Somebody else, why are you here tonight? Yes, sir.
Doc Holliday.
No, it's not. That's your name? Doc Holliday? You're my huckleberry. That's awesome.
So I'm here with my small group. And just why I'm here is I knew This was a great opportunity for men and fellowship.
Yeah, man. So I love to talk about purpose, and one of the things that you learn as you get older is perspective. Like, if I ask you to look out the window and describe to me what Atlanta was like, if you had never been to Atlanta, you would say, well, Atlanta, there's a big water treatment plant, and there's a reservoir, and there's like a couple of old factory buildings, and there's a road, and that's what Atlanta's like. Well, if you had never been anywhere but here, that would be Atlanta to you, because that's the only perspective that you see. So I've been poor. I grew up in Hateville, Georgia, with a dirt yard. We didn't know we were poor. We had a great upbringing. I've been rich, so I've seen both sides of that. I've been where nobody knew who I was, and I've been where everybody knew who I was. I've been a newlywed and a new father, and teenagers and grown. And so that's the only advantage that I have is my perspective is maybe different than some of you younger guys. And